Okay, everybody, this is your expressions video, and by expressions we mean we're going to take words and we're going to turn them into algebraic expressions. We're going to turn things like x plus 3, okay? The sentence might say something like some number added to a number 3, and you're going to have to turn that into x plus 3. You're going to see how we do that in a second. So your first job is going to be, this note page that you're looking at right here is to find as many synonyms for each one of those titles as you can. So for example, for add, we all know that a synonym for add is plus. So one of the things you can write in the add box here is the word plus. So your job is to come up with as many synonyms for each one as you possibly can. So I'm looking for a minimum of 3 for each one. So I want you to do your best to find at least 3 synonyms for each one of those. If you can find more, wonderful. So I want as many synonyms for each one as you possibly can. We'll go over them in class. Okay. Computer's thinking here. All right. So you're going to see things in these sentences that might say a number, or they might say some number, or the number, what number. Anytime you hear those or you read those, we don't know what the number is. So in math, if we don't know what something is, we represent that with a variable. Now remember, it can be any variable you want, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. However, try to relate it to the problem. In class, we talked about temperature, we used a T. We talked about words, we used a W. We talked about spending money, we use an S. Helps the reader understand what you're talking about. So anytime we're mentioning a number that we don't know, we represent that with a variable. A couple of kind of outside things that we don't always appreciate. Is means equal. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, 2 plus 2 is 4. That is means we're going to have an answer that's going to equal something. So here's an example here. So here's our sentence. It says a number B, they're telling you what to use here, they're giving you B. A number B plus 12 is 21. So we don't know what B is. So we're just going to use B. Plus 12, we understand 12. A number B plus 12, easy enough. We said is equal, equals 21. Now this isn't an expression, this is an equation because we have an equal sign there, and I wanted to point that out because we're showing you what it is. Tells you we won't always have an equal sign. We won't always have an equation. An expression is just a problem. So let's try one here. So this says 3 more than twice a number is 18. Okay. Well, the 3 is the 3. That should be obvious. More than means plus. So could you go back and for a synonym for addition, could you put more than? Absolutely. So we've got 3, we've got more than, and then twice a number. Twice a number. The a number part, we don't know. A number is a variable. And if we're going to do twice a number, we're going to multiply by 2. So could you say, so more than is plus, twice is multiply, and a number, this tells you it's a variable. So does twice mean multiply? Could you put twice in the multiplication box? Yes, you can. Is, we said, is an equal sign, making that one complete. All right, 7, less than the quotient of 16 in a number. Well, here's a tricky one. Anytime you see less than, it means we're going to subtract that number at the end. So we're going to subtract 7 at the end of whatever else we figure out here. So we're not saying 7 minus something. This is 7 less than whatever all this stuff is. So at the end, we're going to say 7 less than something. So what is this something? The something says quotient of 16 in a number. Quotient means to divide. Quotient of 16 in a number. So I'm going to divide 16 by something. So the less than part, I'm going to subtract 7 at the end. The quotient part, I'm going to divide 16 by something. 16 divide y minus 7. Why? Because 7 is less than whatever this 16 divided by y is. Could I write 16 divide y in this fashion? I would write it this way. I like fractions showing me to divide. It's up to you how you choose to do this. We do not need parentheses here. Division comes before subtraction anyway. And the last one says the difference of 8 times the number n and 11. Difference means to subtract. Another synonym. Difference means to subtract. We're talking about 8 times the number n. So how do I do 8 times the number n? That's simply 8n. And the difference of 8n and 11 means I'm doing 8n minus 11. Simple as that. So you have these 3 for homework. And also remember that the beginning part, sorry about that, the beginning part that looked like this, I'm looking for at least 3 synonyms in each box. I gave you a whole bunch throughout that video. Feel free to go back and find them. So the synonyms and those 3 problems are your homework assignment.